Hello and thank you so much for joining us once again. It is time to take you through what the weather has in store for today, being Tuesday, the 26th of October, 2021. To start with Ibadan, the capital city will be mostly cloudy with a couple of thunderstorms later in the day, with the temperature at 32 degrees Celsius high. Abeokuta today will be cloudy with the temperature at 32 degrees Celsius high. Lagos today will be cloudy with a thunderstorm with the temperature at 30 degrees Celsius high. Still on today's weather forecast, Ado-Ekiti will be mostly cloudy with a couple of thunderstorms in the afternoon with the temperature at 31 degrees Celsius high. Oshogbo today will be mostly cloudy with the temperature at 32 degrees Celsius high. And to bring today's edition of the weather forecast to a close, Akure will be mostly cloudy with the temperature at 30 degrees Celsius high. And that will be all on today's weather forecast for major cities in southwestern Nigeria, as brought to you by Splash 105.5 FM. Please do remember to put on appropriate clothing to suit the demand of the weather for today. I am Blessing Agbejo. Thank you for listening.
Welcome once again. It's a beautiful Tuesday on the Integrity Station, Splash 105.5 FM. I hope you're doing good. I hope you slept well. You had a restful night. I really do hope so. And let's, keep our fingers crossed that today will be a great day, full of great news. For us individually, and then of course for the nation Nigeria. I mean, if you do a program like this every morning where you have to read the news, you're always hoping for some good news. So let's pray for some good news today, shall we? All right. So, my name is Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. I'm your host this morning on the Morning Splash, and of course we're kicking off with straight from the dailies. We'll be looking at the stories making headlines in Nigerian newspapers. I bet you want to know what the newspapers are saying this morning. I've got you. Also got Beyond the Surface at 8 o'clock, as in with the rising cost of basically everything. I'm going to be talking to an entrepreneur who's been forced to, raise the prices of some of the things that she's, selling. And for a lot of entrepreneurs, you're wondering, how do you get to the point? How do you, raise your prices? How do you increase your prices and then still keep your customers? You definitely should listen out. She has a lot to teach us at 8 o'clock. Of course, 9 o'clock, we've got Tifun Tedo, and then it goes on and on until about 1, where I'll bring you the news. And then at 1:30, we've got Health Tech, our health program. So make sure to join us today. We've got a doctor going to be talking about arthritis. So please ensure to join us then. All right, so we've got Barrister Yomi Ogunlola in the studio this morning. Good morning, Barrister.
Yes, good morning, Nigeria.
All right, good to have you here.
Ronke, my SM, and my cameraman.
Yes.
It's good to be here.
Fantastic. And it's lovely to have you here as well. All right, let me race through some headlines real quickly, and then, of course, we'll take details of some stories. Breaking, Edo PDP suspends Obaseki Shaibu's loyalists. That's in the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Also in the Vanguard newspaper, bandits kill 17, injure scores in mosque, abduct 18 in fresh Niger attacks. That's in the Vanguard newspaper today. Also in the Vanguard newspaper this morning, insecurity not declining, Mr. President. It's an editorial you want to have a quick read over. It's in the Vanguard newspaper as well. Over 2 million people remain displaced in northeast Nigeria. EU ambassador. Also find in the papers. Let's move to the Tribune newspaper. Northwest wants lion's share of federal allocation for states' LGs. That's in the Tribune. Also alleged 7.1 billion naira fraud. Fresh trouble for former Governor Orji Kalu as FG asks appeal court to order retrial. Also in the papers, 4 killed, 3 injured in fresh Zangon Kataf crisis. JAM bars varsities, others from sales of admission forms into part-time distance learning programs. That's in the Tribune newspaper. Also in the Tribune newspaper, and this is where we're going to kick off this morning, where Pastor Bakari is speaking. It's in the Tribune newspaper, and he says anyone who wants to lead Nigeria has to negotiate with the North. It says here the serving overseer of the Citadel Global Community Church, Pastor Tunde Bakari, has described the country's constitution as a glorified death certificate, adding that because of this constitution, anyone who wants to lead the country has to negotiate with the North. In an interview with This Day, Pastor Bakari said the way our country is constituted right now, no matter who wants to lead this country, anyone that wants to lead this country right now will have to negotiate with the North, and the North has a way of giving you the crown and holding the scepter. And if that's going to change, our glorified death certificate code, the Nigerian constitution, must have to go through a rejig. I honestly will say almost all the things that were going for the North in the days of Ahmadu Bello are no longer there. The textile industries where they dominated are not there anymore. The groundnut pyramids, etc., and what they have is what they hold. They have the power. But on the other hand, anybody who's also going to come from the North, wouldn't they, barrister, have to also sort of still come to the South, West, East, and some of the other parts, especially the Southwest also? He makes it seem like, and I think somewhere in there, as actually, he did say something about vice versa as well. But what are your thoughts on this?
Well, Ronke, you know, it has always been this problem right from the inception of the Nigerian state, that this superiority assertion by the North and the acceptance thereof by the South, you know, because if you look at the history of this country, it has always been the North dictating, you know, how it should go. I think Bakari is just saying the obvious, that you really have to. If you look at it, what is coming out from the electoral process, the number of votes supposedly coming from the North is enormous. No politician who seeks that high office would want to ignore that number.
Right.
So I think he is saying the obvious. But aside that, I don't think it's right for the union that other parts should be so dependent on another. We ought to be on equal footing, you know, for the union. And that is why we've been having a lot of problems in this country, because you pride one more than the others,
right?
You know, and it shouldn't be the case.
Absolutely,
it shouldn't be the case.
Pastor Tunde Bakari also, I mean, he was a huge ally of President Muhammadu Buhari, but even now and he says that President Buhari may have demystified himself, because he said Nigerians had high expectations of him when he came into power. He said our expectations were very high. Sometimes I have sat down to think that, as a president, has Buhari not demystified himself? Because the expectations of Nigerians were very high when he was coming to power. He said to start with, the kind of ill health he had never had such a thing, and that affected grossly the first term. That ill health was a major thing. That he's alive today is a miracle. If you put all the 6 years he has spent, other than infrastructure development, the promise he made to the public concerning Boko Haram or security, we know it has gone worse as far as I'm concerned.
We're a credulous lot, no doubt about it, because I also was in the forefront, you know, of campaigning that Buhari be allowed to assume the position of leadership at the apex level. But unfortunately, very sad that he disappointed everybody. You know, I told somebody, I said, how people really demystify themselves, and the way and manner that Buhari has led Nigeria in the last 6+ years has really demystified himself. We have now seen him that, you know, it is all talk about him and no action. Yes, no doubt about it. He has done well in terms of filling the gaps, in, you know, infrastructural deficits-wise. But then, who uses those infrastructure? Is it not the human beings? Is it not the lives? So if you are killing all of us, are you building those things for cows or for what? You know, on my page, my old school page, the best university in the world, you know, University of Ife.
Right.
We had a very, very lengthy discussion yesterday on this issue of bandits or no bandits, who is a bandit, and all the rest of the stuff. And it was really heated. It was really heated, you know, some for and some against the idea of
if they should be called bandits or not,
whether they should be bandits or not. And I was arguing that if you look at the dictionary definition of a bandit, and then you look at the situation we're having in Nigeria, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Bandits are marauders. They carry light weapons.
But some people say that terrorists obviously have a political undertone whereby they're trying to take over. So as opposed to bandits who are just, you know, like you call them marauders, but terrorists, they say, are people who are trying to sort of put their flag somewhere and say this is our territory.
That is where a lot of people are getting it wrong. From what we have seen, I mean, I read a piece, I read a write-up, you know, yesterday, where the writer alluded to a fact that majority of the people we see and call bandits are actually the field soldiers, the so-called herders and all that.
Right, or
that
terrorists.
There is a superstructure
behind them.
You know, and it is just the ones at the base of the pyramid that we see, you know, who are actually the foot soldiers. And there are powerful people at the apex of the pyramid. It has been established. The United Arab Emirates has given us a clue to that, that there are powerful people who are behind, you know, the bandits. We have read, all right, there have been allegations that these bandits operate bank accounts, which the authorities are supposed to know.
They have arms and yes.
What is a bandit doing with an anti-aircraft missile launcher? Have you heard anywhere in the world where what we defined as bandits use anti-aircraft missiles launchers? Where in the world have you heard that? Have you heard about bandits using bombs and what have you? I have said it here some time back that from the evidence, you know, available to me, it appears that the bandits, so-called bandits, are actually the financial wing of Boko Haram. And in any case, I have also listened to an interview of one of the bandits where they were claiming a separate Fulani state. Isn't that political?
Right. Now, I'm sure perhaps you discussed it yesterday with Charity, but I mean, I think it was yesterday or so that Sheikh Gumi, the controversial Islamic scholar and preacher, warned that declaring bandits as terrorists will come at a price. The Punch reported that speakers of the 36 state houses of assembly in Nigeria on Saturday called on the federal government to declare bandits and kidnappers as terrorists, adding that kidnapping and banditry should be dealt with decisively. However, Gumi, in a statement titled "Declaring Bandits as Terrorists Will Come with a Price," said the moment bandits are termed terrorists, the direct foreign jihadist movement will set in force. He said this may be found palatable and attractive by some teeming unemployed youth. Isn't this what's happening? I don't know if you heard the video of the woman that was kidnapped, where she was now begging her sister and children to please go and raise money. The man that had spoken to, I mean, every time we hear kidnappers, bandits, and this, we think, oh, Fulani man, blah. But the man sounded, at least relatively, it didn't sound like he was from the north. He sounded relatively, you know, educated, you know, so it goes to show that, I mean, this is already something that's already playing out where people feel like, oh, this seems like it's a lucrative business. And so people from the different parts of the country, young people, are also engaging in this thing.
Exactly. You see, and that's what we are making. A friend of mine, Demola, who is also on the forum, posted that terrorism does not always require ideological or whatever lineage to be so classified. It is never a compulsory required element. And then I gave an example of Taliban. Yes, to give an example of the Taliban, which is not transnational, it is restricted to Afghanistan, and yet it qualified for a terrorist group as at that time when it was still operating, you know. Then what about that Nigerian boy that attempted to blow up an American, the American commercial plane? You know, what is the political undertone? You know, so we must know there is the definition for a terrorist,
yes,
there is also a definition for terrorist acts.
Yes, exactly. But what's the point? I mean, we're looking at semantics now.
Exactly.
If we decide to call them terrorists, is it that the government of Nigeria will do more, now decide to do more? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, these bandits are killing people and destroying people's livelihood.
Which is the concern
would calling them terrorists now make the president or the government do more?
We live in a country where we really love chasing shadows. I agree with you. Whether you call them bandits, Nigerians want to live in peace. They want to sleep with their two eyes closed. They want to go to their farms. They want to go to their offices. They want to travel for business, for family, and for what have you. So whatever you call them, we want them off the street.
They are blowing it up already.
So
what's the point?
Now, and don't forget that those rail lines are actually Chinese money. Chinese money. Tama asokpada. Tama asokpada. Ọlọ́run ọba mi o. Àwọn ọmọ wa gbọ́n gbèsè yìí Ọlọ́run á ràn yín lọ́wọ́. Do you understand? Right. We have to pay back. And already they are destroying them. Very soon it will be something else. Nobody will want to go by rail. If they can do it on Abuja Kaduna rail route, they can do it on Ibadan Lagos.
Exactly.
Route, you know. So, and I don't want to endanger my life.
Absolutely.
Nigerians don't want to endanger their lives any longer. So the federal government really has to wake up from its slumber. It is sleeping. It is sleeping. Do we want Nigeria? If we don't want Nigeria, if we have found Nigeria unmanageable, then why don't we do that which common sense dictates?
Absolutely.
Which is, please, for economic reasons, not political, because we're thinking political, is why some are saying, no, it is indissoluble. Go and look at Europe. You have countries like the UK. What's the population of the UK? About 40-something million. What's the population of Switzerland? What's the population of Germany? And go and see what they're doing. Our income, our per capita income cannot compare with them, despite our so-called 200+ million population. The per capita income per head is incomparable. Nigeria, because those are the indices that determine it is the level of the living, standards or the standards of living of the people.
Right.
Ours is abnormally low, despite the high number. And why? Because there is a Boko Haram that is stopping business, in one area of the place. There are bandits who are all over the place, and so on and so forth. What is the problem? And another issue, the issue of illegal mining, which is one of the reasons that brought in the bandits. I will wanting to take advantage of this. Why do we continue to hold these minerals under the exclusive legislative list and doing nothing about it, only to allow for illegal miners to take control of them? Why don't we, for God's sake, break that exclusive legislative list down? Tear it down and let states assume, responsibility over them.
Absolutely.
This Almajiri system of government that we are running is not going to take us anywhere.
Okay, well, there's so many people who are proud of, people like Ondo State Governor, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, who, he's in the news today saying, stop branding terrorism as banditry. Also, he talks about no apologies for ban on open grazing. Akeredolu insists. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll look at some of these stories and maybe a few others. So don't go away. They're straight from the dailies. We're bringing you stories straight from the newspapers. Thank you, Facebook, for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment. We'll be reading when we come back as well. Don't go away.
Today is a good day. A good day to take a walk. A good day to reach for your goals. A good day to finish reading that book. A good day to connect with your friends while doing the things you love. A good day to shoot your shot. A good day to enjoy life to the fullest with Malta Guinness.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good. We've stood by your side, helping you navigate through life's twists and turns. Through thick and thin, we have been there with you. Every car crash, every house that goes up in flames, every emergency. every unexpected news.
We now announce the passing.
And every unscripted part of your story that makes you feel lost in the world. We will flip the script to make the journey easier for you. Because at Royal Exchange General Insurance Company, we take every step with you 100%. Royal Exchange General Insurance Company. Insuring what matters.
Uncle Dentist, what can be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Now, hole for teeth, they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
My God, see, I heard there's this gay app that does everything for you. Yeah, Sonny, you've come again, oh. Oh, guy, this one I confirm gist. Look, I had to download this app to see for myself. I was able to chat with my friends, make video calls. Other apps are doing it now. See, you can even get latest songs, games. Really? See, I can go on. Sonny, what's the name of this app, Seth?
Ayoba. Download Ayoba, your all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, share, play, and listen to music. Enjoy free 700 megabyte data weekly on MTN. Sponsored by Ayoba. Download the Ayoba app today. Ayoba app is available on iOS and Google Play Store.
M&B paracetamol.
Only?
Èyí ṣe pupa. Pálí M&B paracetamol ní òǹtẹ̀ gàràgbà lára tí wọ́n kọ 70 ọdún sí. Èyí ló jẹ́ kí M&B paracetamol jẹ́ ojúlówó oògùn tí dojú ìjà kọ ẹ̀fọ́rí àtara ríro. Àwọ̀ funfun sì ni wọ́n fi kọ M&B paracetamol sí orí sáṣẹ̀tì pupa tí ń bẹ náà rẹ̀.
Dúró kó o ṣàyẹ̀wò fínífíní o kó o rí i dájú wípé M&B paracetamol aláwọ̀ pupa ni wọ́n fún ọ. Ilé-iṣẹ́ M&B Nigeria PLC tí ń ṣojúlówó oògùn ní í ṣe M&B paracetamol. M&B paracetamol ìrora ò lè dá ọ dúró.
Tí ìrora kò bá lọ lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì, rí dókítà.
We go walk the walk with you, no matter.
Dear customer, we are listening. We hear you. We are consistently improving our process, leveraging the best technologies with the best hands. We never stop working around the clock to ensure top-notch security, sustainable solutions, and uninterrupted access to fast and seamless service delivery. And true to our promise, we are always with you every step of the way, partnering with you to be more, do more, and achieve more. Thank you for choosing Access Bank. Access, more than banking.
For those wondering why, Schweppes now comes in a new ginger flavor. Experience tells us. The boldest flavors have the most character. Introducing new Schweppes Ginger, a new flavor made with over 200 years of experience.
Remember the name, Arena's Plus. When malaria strikes, Arena's Plus. Remember the name, Arena's Plus. When you feeling down, Arena's Plus. I say remember the Arena's Plus. When you feeling down, Arenax Plus.
Arenax Plus is the name to remember when you need to beat malaria with ease. Arenax Plus is a combination of artemether and lumefantrine and is effective in the treatment of malaria in adults and children. So the next time malaria strikes, remember the name. Arenax Plus. Arenax Plus beats malaria with ease. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please see a doctor. Available in pharmacies near you. Arenax Plus is a quality product from Swiffer.
Nice strike! Guy, imagine say Messi, Ronaldo with Mbappe dey your house. Imagine the kind football experience where you go enjoy. Go imagine say you cross leg on top share. They flex for your house because now our home, our football with La Liga, Serie A and Premier League.
No, they imagine things so. Go get your own GoTV decoder plus 1 month of mass subscription for only 9,500 naira. I'll make you enjoy all the Obonge live matches wey full ground this season. GoTV, love it.
Every careless 5K, where is supposed go?
EcoBank straight.
Every urgent 5K in call.
EcoBank straight.
E get why. Season 12 EcoBank Super Rewards don't land as it land before. Put 5,000 naira for your EcoBank account. Make it rest here for 30 days. Or open new EcoBank account with 5K. 50 people go win 25,000 naira every week for the next 4 months. The grand prize now 1 million naira for 4 people.
Enter with your 5K. EcoBank straight.
EcoBank Super Rewards campaign. Now from October to January 2022. Ask your brother, sister, friend, neighbor to join and you go get something. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
This promotion has been approved by the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission.
I bet you think this is going to be one of those ads where someone says, introducing, to sell some new improved product to you.
But we feel there are more important things in life, like driving carefully on rainy days to avoid splashing water on pedestrians.
Or stopping to help someone change a flat tire.
Because what really matters is being the change.
Lipton Yellow Label Tea. Awaken to what really matters.
I hope you're doing great. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for listening. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, and of course, we're choosing to stick to the topic of insecurity in the country. We read the story where, a few days ago, thereabout, Sheikh Gumi had said, Nigeria will pay a price if the termed bandits, terrorists, and of course, Ondo State Governor is actually speaking from the other side, saying and warning that the various criminal activities of kidnapping, bombing, and assault on the people in parts of the country being referred to as banditry must appropriately be addressed as terrorism. Akere Dolu, in a statement on Monday in Abuja, noted that infiltration of the country's borders and the recent disruption of train services by bandits must be addressed as terrorism, and the perpetrators treated as same. The governor was quoted as saying this on Monday at the 27th Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja with the theme Securing Our Future. I want to know, what is it that IPOP, for example, that has been termed a terrorist? What have they done that these bandits, in quote, have not done? And why are we shying away from it?
No, what they would tell you. Okay, IPOP is a body. It has
whole political undertone.
It has a command structure. And
I can't believe we're spending more time dissecting a word than actually protecting the lives of people.
Ronke, what is banditry? Who is a bandit? Let me look at this definition that I have here. It says, bandits, a robber or outlaw belonging to a gang and typically operating in an isolated and that it is lawless. And that is why banditry is thriving. Is that what they're saying?
Right.
But we know better that bandits, what we have come to know as bandits, are people, like I said, marauders who are looking for something to eat. All right? They carry light arms, attack travelers, steal their money, and go away. And oftentimes in isolated or lawless areas. Now, if you look at what is happening in Nigeria, the banditry that is taking place here in Nigeria, can it fit into that definition? Because I have always said something. We should not allow the order that someone else created be the order that we will hold ourselves bound to. Now, let's look at who the terrorist is.
Yes.
There is a definition for the terrorist. He is a person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims. Pursuit of political aims.
Yes.
That is where the federal government and Lai Mohammed and all of their brothers are concentrating on. Now, what is politics? Is it not that which determines who gets what, where, when, how, and so on and so forth? And so, what these guys are doing, they have formed themselves into a political party, even if unregistered. I mean, they register IPOP.
No.
Even if they don't have a name for it. but they are also determining how they will get their share of the national cake. In other words, that they are actually playing politics. So let nobody come and deceive us with all this their stories that they are parading all over the place, that Lai Mohammed is singing all over the place. These are people who have a political aim. Their political aim is to get a share of the cake. And that's part of what politics is all about. It determines who gets what, where, when, and how. And they are determining theirs, you know, because for a very long time, these people have been looting our treasury. These so-called politicians have been looting our treasury without consequences. And so they came up. But like I said earlier, I have always seen banditry as as a branch of a more complex structure.
Right.
That Boko Haram, it is the financial wing of Boko Haram. From the evidence that is before us, from the evidence that is so glaring to everybody, that these bandits are actually working. Because have you seen those people, when they arrest any of those kidnappers, will you say this one has ever touched 100 million, 200 million? Those people who are looking so unkempt, so dirty, so haggard, you know, no bandit will get 100 million naira and still remain that way.
Right.
But if somebody else is collecting the money from them, using them, and why is the federal government shielding them? It is talking about fundamental human rights, all right, as being reason for not disclosing who the supporters, who the financiers of the bandits are. But when it came to Igbo, our own Malami, the one and only, the Attorney General of Attorney Generals, he was very ready to disclose who is the supposed financier of Igbo. You can't be running a country with such double standards and expect it to move forward. This is sad. What they are doing, if you don't want to call them terrorists, declare what they are doing as terrorist acts. Simple as ABC, because that is exactly what it is.
In the story that in the Gumi story, which was I think yesterday, it says here the acts the bandits are committing now in Northwest have gradually over time become tantamount to terrorism, because wherever innocent people are fatal victims, it's pure terrorism. Yet innocence these days is relative, where greed, if their children and women are also killed, they are guilty by association or collateral damage. So also the bandits may think the same way. It's right for vigilantes to lynch Fulani headsmen or anyone that looks like them by profiling, but wrong for the headsmen to ransack villages in retribution. They are pushed to believe it is an existential war, and in war, ethics are thrown to the winds. Yet again, the only helpful part that is against bandits is that no other than them are attracted to join them in the Northwest because of its ethnic tinge and coloration. However, the moment they are termed terrorists, Islamic for that matter, the direct foreign jihadist movement will set in force, and many teeming unemployed youths may find it palatable and attractive. So he's not saying they're not, but he's just saying calling them terrorists will sort of make it more popular, more palatable, more received.
The one I got there, you say for existential considerations is why they are doing what they are doing, and they are going to villages where where the people can barely feed, you know, and killing the people there. Who is denying them their existence? Who is denying them their livelihoods? I'm telling you, if they go and attack Aso Rock or all the governors' offices, all the ministries, Nigerians will come out on the streets and support them. Then I will believe them that, okay, we have been denied for so long our existential, benefits in our state, and so those who are responsible, we are going after them. Right. Let them start kidnapping the ministers. Oh, no. Let them start kidnapping the governors and their children and their wives.
That they should start kidnapping. We don't want them to start kidnapping. We don't encourage anybody to kidnap.
No, what I am saying is, if that is truly what they are fighting for, if truly it is because you have been denied your rights, which of course nobody will deny.
Why are you taking out on
given
the
kind of leadership that has hijacked government in this country, in fact, since independence. If that is the grouse, then go after the real enemies. Okay. Right. Why are you killing the innocent people?
All right, let's take some telephone calls. You can call us on 0809-155-1055, 0809-155-1055. Let me see some of the comments on. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ronke.
Good morning, Reverend Koye. Good to have you here this morning. Go ahead.
And good morning, Barrister.
Oh, Reverend, good morning, sir.
Pastor Bakari said it wrongly. that if you want to lead Nigeria, the North is a factor. That is absolutely correct. Let's look at the politics of the Second Republic. Shagari, who came from the North, couldn't rule Nigeria. He needed the South or the East. Awolowo, who won the West, couldn't rule Nigeria. He needed the North or the East. Azikwe, who won in the East, needed the North or the West. That is the vibrance of our democracy. And that is why we should build brotherhood. Coming into leading Nigeria shouldn't be something to decide on Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Christian, or Muslim. There should be a network. Politics is about alignment. And that is the beauty of what Pastor Bakare should see and every one of us. Secondly, on the issue of terrorism or banditry, who wrote the dictionary? Why should we bother ourselves about definition? Call them any name. They are troublers of Nigeria. They are criminals. And we want them to be gotten rid of so that we can have our peaceful Nigeria back. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Reverend Koye. I totally agree.
Thank you very much.
A big thank you to...
That was a good one.
Yes. All right, so on Facebook, Olabode Anthony Ajayi says, good morning to the Integrity team. It is very sad that President Buhari has shown us that he was only thirsty for power with no blueprints to lead the country aright. Nigeria is a failed state. These bandits are being backed by powerful Nigerians. A Gumi saying declaration of bandits as terrorists will backfire speaks volume of this government. PMB and federal government find it easier to call agitators terrorists. Federal government is sleeping and cares not. The masses are suffering. Let's take this. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, please?
Hi, Baba Emi from Masata.
Good to have you here, sir. Go ahead.
Barista Daddy Maha this morning. I've been saying severally. AGR of Boko Haram are the so-called bandits. Because since they were fingered at Dubai, that the sponsors have been arrested and prosecuted and jailed, they have started using bandits to be their jail. They are the financiers. And you should arrest Gumi for that because he's the one pushing for them. Number two, how can Igbo be declared as a terrorist when the so-called bandits are the terrorists? Good morning.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Igbo who has never fired a shot.
All right.
Igbo who has never killed a person.
Idowu Gabriel on Facebook says, either
like
they are called bandits, terrorists, or Boko Haram. The government should find a way to end all this madness. Absolutely. Hello, good morning. Hello, comrade. Go ahead.
Terrorist is the best word for this party because we learned that the military could not use Bugando yet because of the arrangement they made with the America. So let's just go there, terrorists so that you can actually provide the world. Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much. Abiodun Falaye says it seems the North are serious. It is a serious problem. From their ends, we see Boko Haram branding terrorists known as bandits. Can the handler of the presidency do something? We want peace, nothing more, nothing less. This is something that's not just beyond the North. It's beyond the Northern problem.
Exactly. You see, I don't know. The political class, they really need schooling. They really need schooling because if you make a mess of this democracy, nobody, even the heavens, will not forgive them. We have had democracy since 1999. For God's sake, we should be moving towards El Dorado. That's what it's all about. That's why we have this government of the people, by the people, for the people. But look at what is happening in Africa now. First it was in Mali, the Guinea, and now again, we have heard there is another coup in Sudan. Don't allow that happen in Nigeria.
Hello, good morning. Hi, good morning. Don't allow that in Nigeria.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, please?
Good morning, Onafuwa.
Hello, Charles.
Charles from Yamato.
Good to have you here, Charles. Go ahead, real quickly.
Good morning, Barista.
Oh, good morning, my brother.
Barista, I don't really agree with you that low population determines how successful a country can be. I don't, it's just we are not managing our population well. There are a lot of countries with high population and their productivity is very, very high. The example is China, Russia, there are a lot of countries, India. So I don't agree with that. Now on IPOP became a terrorist group when they started attacking government facilities. when they started threatening citizens. That is when they become a terrorist. Same thing goes for banditry. You see, this Gumi, that's why it baffles me. The way Gumi is supporting banditry publicly and the government is just looking at it. I don't really understand what is happening in the country. I don't want to agree that the government is complicit in this banditry. Because when you look at the definition of banditry, these are people that are involved in the activities of terror, unleashing terror on people. And you are saying those people, you don't see anything bad in that. So I think the government should change their stand on banditry. And then on Pastor Wakari, I don't agree with him.
Okay.
You not already have a stake in the country. They've been ruling the country for quite some time. If you really need to negotiate with anybody, the Easterners, they have been marginalized for a long time, and this is the reason for the agitations in that region. Why because the country belongs to the Easterners. I don't agree with that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, now let me just say this, sir. One, how can you continue to call a people who have been attacking governmental infrastructure, bandits? How can you be doing that?
Absolutely.
Then secondly, I agree with you. And that is why we have been all this long since independence. We believed in Nigeria. I believe in Nigeria. You know, I believe in the population that we have. I believe in the diversities that if well managed, we can get somewhere. But when it is this, our peculiar situation, what do we do?
What do we do? All right, well, we haven't got any more time left, unfortunately. Thank you for your calls. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your comments on Facebook. And for those who shared, a big thank you to John Oluwaseun for sharing to your community this video and allowing them also watch. Thank you, Latif Adebukola. Thank you, Engineer Christopher Olotu. Thank you to all for all the comments on Facebook as well. Thank you to Barrister for coming.
It's
always sharing his thoughts and contributions. Thank you very much. We'll be back at 8 o'clock. Don't forget, I'm sure that, nobody's exempt from all that's happening in this country with the economy, the rising cost of everything, especially if you're an entrepreneur. A double kudos for you, and I'm wondering how you're doing it. We have an entrepreneur who's going to be joining us today as we talk about the rising costs and how she's able to leverage and maneuver with her business during this very challenging times. All right, so join me at 8 o'clock. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. Good morning.
Splash FM 105.5.
Anytime malaria show, Nakam Shalatem. Anytime malaria come, Shalatem. If malaria trouble you,
don't let malaria come out action for your body. Nakam Shalatem will be brand of anti-malaria will contain artemether and lumefantrine. Shalatem na medicine from Shalina Healthcare Nigeria. Then get